Hello guys. My name is Manny Buenrostro and I am the very proud owner and flower designer of Manny's Flower Design.
When you actually opened the store, how did that happen?
Oh my God. So I was working at Home Depot. Yeah, me at Home Depot. And I remember telling them, I'm gonna open up my shop, you gotta go visit them. And I always bump into them. So a friend of mine was renting this place, and this place used to be like a video store. So everything was filled with videos. Like it was like video store and videos, and it was called Hollywood Videos. But that's when like the red boxes started coming out that took away from like the purchasing of renting of videos, like Blockbuster and stuff. And he was like, hey, you know what? I have a spot. Do you want to rent it? And I'm just like, okay, so restaurant, no. Okay, so this, no. And then I'm just like, flower shop. I'm like, let's do a flower shop. So we went down to the merchandise mart, and I found a store there that was selling out all these burros and the ones that the plants are at, which is over here. And I was like, okay, so God put the spot already. God put all the other stuff already. Like, he was lining up everything for me. How was I able to get this stuff? Merchandise. I remember, I bought him all his merchandise, balloons and cups and figurines, and that's how it started. I have to take advantage of this opportunity. So it was 2007, I believe, 2006. I cleaned everything. I changed the floor. This floor has been with me for 17 years. I exposed the top, the ceilings where they used to be drop-down ceilings, and I took it all out. We painted it, and we started forming everything. We started putting my displays, and it was the most beautiful thing. I still remember those days. Like, you have no idea how I remember them. It was just magical. And then, of course, I still had a little bit of videos, because we were trying to transition the videos out. So once the videos completely left the store, then it was my time. Then it was like, okay, here we go. And I started with a dream, and it was December. I opened December the 12th, the day of our Blessed Mother. I was like, okay, here we go. And Christmas came, and it was good. People accepted the store. I guess they were waiting for a flower shop here in North Lake. And then Valentine's Day. My first Valentine's Day, guys. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get 500 roses, 5 bunches of daisies, and people started coming, and I'm just like, I had buckets, like old school buckets. I still cry, guys. Like, they were just like regular buckets, and they were just sitting there, and I would go out with my little ramito, and I would put it there, and somebody will pick it up in 10 seconds, and I'm just like, what is going on? What is this phenomenon? And then I discovered Valentine's Day. And I've loved it ever since, guys. Like, Valentine's Day is the month of love, I remember that first one, and I was just like, I'm gonna need more help. And I prepared myself, and every year it's been getting busier and busier, and I get more innovative. Like this year we did like the Eterna roses, which are these. These would last up to like 5 years. So this sold out completely in this display, which was one of my favorite displays over here, which were these guys right here. These chocolate boxes. They were it was just so pretty. So every year I try to make sure that I offer something a little bit different. And I remember that first Valentine's, I was in heaven, guys. I sold out like within the 3 hours. I was like, oh shit, I wasn't prepared for this. But ever since that, guys, it was just been such a dream. And 18 years later, I fall in love with it even more. I actually go on a hunt to like 5 different places to get all your teddy bears. I go to one store to get these. I go to one store to get these. I go to some of them ship from LA, the bigger ones. The big guy in the front, he ships from LA. I love teddy bears. Like right now, we should start planning Mother's Days. We are planning Mother's Days. I take 2 months before, guys, for a 24-hour period. It goes like this. People are surprised. Like they come in one day, and then they come in the other day, and there's like no flowers. I used to get tired. And then now, I go into my wholesaler, and I'm like, if I could walk around with my wings, if I could wear these golden wings, through my wholesalers and everything, I will absolutely do it, like Cupid. And they're like, you're nuts, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I just love to work. I don't sleep for 3 days. My nutrition is like just protein shakes and 1 taco, 2 tacos, and
You had an air mattress.
there you go, air mattresses, and it's just I fully dedicate myself for that day, for Mother's Days and Valentine's Day. Like I take it as a responsibility that God has given me to make sure that you guys have an easy and beautiful Valentine's Day. Because what happens when we give flowers? You give joy. You give love. They fall in love with you. They love you even more. You know, kids are born, are made that day. Like, we are an essential part of like life. Okay, so the signature things that say Manny here are all the gold accents. So we have the gold turtle. This is Lourdes. Another accent is my altar. My altar has been with me for 18 years. And this is like my homage to being so thankful to our Blessed Mother, to God that has brought this dream to life. I absolutely thank them for their support, their perseverance, and just helping me be strong and being alive, on those crazy days of Valentine's and Mother's Days. Like, I love La Virgencita. You have no idea. I'm the biggest Guadalupano in the whole wide world. She didn't give up. She gave birth, no matter where she had to, in a barn in the back, in hay. It just teaches you that it doesn't matter where. It just matters what's in your heart. You could have the most beautiful flower shop, but if you don't have love in your heart, what is a good flower shop? And if you might have like just a little tiendita, like a little small shop, a 2x2, and have the biggest heart. What's gonna sell more? Your heart and your love through flower arranging, because it is an art, guys. It is an art.
I noticed that on your altar you have pictures of your loved ones.
Yes. Oh.
And the ones who started your love for flowers in the first place.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry, Kelly. Mi abuelita Maria is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. You could see in the background, this was her garden in Mexico, and I would always walk around with her and I would see those gorgeous roses and I would be like, wow, and she's definitely one that gave me the love of flowers. I love my flowers. I love my plants because of her. She would always like clean them and wash them, and I would be right behind her. And then my grandma Conchita is my mom's mother. I love my grandma Conchita because she would always have flowers. Like her favorite flowers are snapdragons. She would always say, a house without flowers is not a house. So the love of both of them is like, I think I'm paying them respect through my art and my store. And unfortunately, they left my side, but their legacy lives through me. Their dreams live through me. Their joys of flowers live through me. I'm just blessed to have had the most beautiful grandmas in the whole world, so kind. They taught my faith. They taught me the love of flowers, and they just taught to be me. A funny story, my grandma Conchita, she would always want to iron my clothes before we came back to the United States. She was ironing my clothes. I didn't know, but when I got to Chicago, she burned one of my favorite shirts. But then she put it all the way to the bottom, and I cried. I cried because it's her, and even she was 80 something years old, and she would always iron our clothes, and that's the love of a grandmother. And I think the love that they taught me has taught me to love my people, my customers, the people around me, and my circle. So I love them. They're the loves of my lives. They will forever live with me. And I think they come and visit me and see my store, and they're so happy, And I'm just so proud to be their grandson. So this is my grandpa Manuel. So I was named after him, and I am so proud to be named Manuel, And when I go back to the hometown and I introduce myself to people over there, of course you have to say your first and last name. So you always Manuel Buenrostro. And they were just oh, El Buenrostro. And I'm just yeah, I pay homage to my grandpa. He was such a kind soul. He taught us so much love too, how to work hard, how to love your family. Those I love. Of course, my dad and my mom, they're still alive, so I don't have a picture for them.
Whenever people come in, they always say that there's something different about your shop. There's something
Yes.
special that keeps them coming back. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think that is?
Oh my God. Oh my God, Kayleen. This is supposed to be. Sorry, guys. Let me get together. But I, I think it's just my love radiating. You could say. You know, my love accepting it and just being so happy that they're here with me. They have so many options. You know, they have, you know, so many flower shops, and they chose mine. I want to bring them like aesthetically, like look at something. Everywhere you turn here, everything is like bright, bright, Manny, bright, 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 red, white. I want them to feel like somewhere else, you know, everything else is so commercial, so like concrete. But, you know, like I want them to come in here and just see my world. This is an extension of what's here and what's here and what's in my soul. And I think it's just, they feel comfortable. They feel that I truly, honestly love them. You know, like they come in here and I ask them, oh, how's your mom doing from her therapy? And she's like, how do you remember that? I'm like, I don't know. I think it's my gift that God has given me. I remember every single customer. I remember what they bought. I remember their story that they've given me. I just love it, you know? And they feel accepted. They feel loved. They generally come in here and we want to take care of them, whether it's myself or my girls. My girls are like the best at taking care. They've paid attention to me so many years and they do the exact same thing, if not better, you know? Like Laura, it's like seeing me, but her spunkiness, you know? And like Nelly is like the funniest girl in the wide world.
Me dan siempre propina.
But like every single one of them like loves our customers. They've all been named in reviews and people remember them. Like Nelly with Pedro and like she has two other customers that like absolutely love her. They laugh with them, you know? They like take their order, but they like laugh with them. They genuinely laugh and they genuinely care for your loved ones. This Valentine's Day, seeing them in the camera, how they interact with them is absolutely beautiful. It's genuine love. Hello, hello.
Oh my god, wait, I didn't take a picture, wait.
Oh,
I should have brought her. You were mentioning, you know, there's happier occasions like Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, but you also have the responsibility of making people's arrangements for funerals and for sad occasions.
I love funeral work, honestly, guys. Like, I really, really do. I have a thing in my mind that, like, you know, I never knew what funerals were, you know, or what that was, because we've never had a tragedy in my families. And when these two beautiful little ladies left this world to go up to St. Peter, I was like, they need the best flowers in the world, you know. And when God took my grandmas away, now I understood the importance of a flower arrangement, of a beautiful flower arrangement. You know, you need to like say their last goodbyes with beautiful pieces. Some people don't take, you know, that as serious, but I do. I honestly do, because I remember that was the toughest time in my life. Like, I was just like half of my soul. I remember when they were putting, you know, when they were closing my grandma's casket, they opened up that casket 3 times because I was not prepared to say goodbye. But she looked so beautiful. She had a rosary around herself, and the way that I would have loved to have seen her last goodbye, I did it with my flowers. So now I understand the importance of flowers for funerals. And you've seen some of our work, you know, that we've done. We've dressed them up. They come in and, you know, they select colors and I decide on the design, you know. For a lot of people, it's sadness for them, but for me, it's happiness. I love doing flowers. Like, it's just a joyful thing, you know. Another funeral that I remember a lot was, there were 2 best friends that passed away here in North Lake. They were driving and they got into a car accident, you know, their car burned. They were such good friends that they did their funerals together. On one side was, you know, one of the girls, and then I got to do one of the other girls. And just looking at how beautiful their caskets looked with flowers, whether it was mine or it was another designer, we actually collaborated that day. We actually talked and we're like, okay, let's work together to make this. A lot of people think it's competition, and it's like, no, it's not. It's not, because everybody has their own thought. Nobody has my crazy thoughts in arranging, you know? And we collaborated and we just made it beautiful. You know, I attended because it was such a motivating, you know, funeral. And I attended, I sat in the back for about an hour, and I just noticed how beautiful the flowers made their caskets. It makes me proud and it makes me happy to see that my work brings a little bit of joy to their families in such a hard time, because I've experienced those hard times, you know. I remember, like, you know, propping that casket open, and then the lady just told my aunt, like, you need to tell your nephew that we need to go because we're late already to church. And they lock it too. It was like the craziest thing in the world. Like, I heard that little click of locking of the casket is in my head forever. She's in there, you know, she's still in there, but she has my flowers all around her.
She's here too.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, don't even say that, because I love her. She's amazing. She's my little angels. I grew up on 26th Street in the hood, you know, like I even loved that part of it, because you have to love everything in life. Like, I love being raised in Mexico and seeing these bright colors and beautiful ceramic pieces. You know, a lot of my roots is what made me. In 26th Street, I remember, like, you know, the dressing up nice, you know, like even the cholitos, you know, the little gangbangers were like dressed up always to the nine, you know, so that elegance I always kept, you know. I didn't so much agree with what they were doing, but, you know, you gotta love everybody. Everybody has an expression of love somehow. You know, they're doing it for a reason, you know. I'm sure they didn't have love at home, so their homies gave them love, you know, and that's, yeah, you know, I would hang around with them, you know, and they were kind kids. They were generally really nice kids, you know. They were just a little, you know, like a little crazy. I absolutely love Mexico. I love Mexico. I love their food. I love their people. I love that they have so much heart. You go to the mercado and they hype you up, you know. Hola, corazoncito, ¿y qué te llevamos, corazoncito? ¿Y qué te damos? ¿Y cómo le va? You know, and that's how genuine Mexican people are, you know. They want to be kind. They want to be loved, you know. Being raised in that beautiful culture has definitely shaped the way I am, the way I love.
I've noticed that with you, people keep coming back. So even if people have, like, they work in other places, they always come back, like a reunion. Like, why do you attract good people, you think?
Yeah, you know what it is? We have so much fun, guys. Like, it is such a family. There's the funny one, Sarina. There's the one that loves music, which is Luz. Like, Luz is like the DJ. She could play cumbia all day. Like, it's a beautiful mixture of people, you know? Every day I buy them food. You know, I wish they could eat McDonald's all day, but these girls are like...
high end.
High end. And I guess that's what it is. It's just love, mija. I remember when we were doing a video in the back, the video when I was folding something and you were like, oh, let's make a video for like the end of the Valentine's Day. And you know, and I got very emotional. We were both like, I'm just so happy and so proud of all the love. And we both said it at the same time. I'm just overwhelmed with all the love. Love is great. I love you guys. Thank you so much for trusting us. There's always so much love, you know, whether it's, you know, taking care of my girls, you know, I take very good care of them. I make sure that they're always fed well. I make sure that they get paid well, because I want them to be happy when my customers come in, you know.
That's where your cooler is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
surprise.
Yeah, this is my cooler. This is like, you know, this is where we store our tequila. This is my fit for the second part of the interview. You know, I love dressing like this. Like, this is like my favorite thing in the whole world. I used to remember my dad, you know, growing up when I was a little kid, you know, with these outfits, and I would be like, man, when I grow up, I'm gonna get to buy my own outfits, you know? So now I own 5 of these in different colors. So guys, I wanted to introduce to you the back. This is where the magic happens. This is where we prep all your flowers. We have all our buckets down here. We have all our tools over here. And there's always like the front end group, and then there's always us in the back. So we provide everything for the front, you know? We do all the hard work, they do the easy part and sell away, you know? Another thing that I wanted to show you is my little altar. I have my big altar in the front, but then I also have my beautiful altar here in the back. I think my faith is what kept me strong on those days, like on the last day, on the 14th. I was like so exhausted, and you know, and I just looked over here and I just breathed. And that's all you have to do, is just breathe and keep going and keep hustling and keep moving. And that's what I did, you know, and I survived. I've been to the Basilica twice, and it is the most magical place I've ever met. It is breathtaking. She is there, and just one time does not, you need to see her, you need to experience her. So this is holy water. I always believe in holy water, sometimes when my customers are like, oh, Manny, I'm having a hard time, I actually sprinkle a little holy water, and I always pray for you guys, everything to make sure that you guys are in love is my thing. If you guys are fighting, I'm gonna do holy water.
For the toxicos.
So for the toxicos and the toxicas, we always put the holy water in there. Miracles happen through our holy water from the Basilica of La Ciudad de Mexico. So another spot too is like the cameras. This is where I check everybody. I help my front end crew. If a customer is not being helped, I'd be like, hey, the guy in the white cap, and people are like, where the fuck? Does Danny see
watching
me?
us.
Yeah, I'm watching you guys every time. Another one of my favorite places is my wrapping folding table. This was made by our wonderful Mr. Roy. He is a carpenter, and he made this because I had no room to fold your beautiful bouquets. This is where all my papers, my white paper that's very popular, my black papers, and then we got this new Inquisition, which holds our Korean papers. 4 years ago, they started the trend of ramo buchones, and I was like, okay, and it blew up, guys. Ramo buchon is even on corridos, even the white people know what a ramo buchon is,
They love it.
and they love it, they're just like, oh, ramo buchon. I'm like, yep, a ramo buchon you're gonna get. And right behind you guys, let me introduce you to Laura. Laura is my right hand. She doesn't like the cameras, but she's so beautiful. She's actually taking care of a customer, so we always want to refresh them. I always teach him that adding a little bit of water adds a little bit of refreshment. And look at how gorgeous this is. And Laura, she's
Laura's
amazing.
gorgeous too.
Laura's more gorgeous. She takes care of my customers. Oh shit. Okay.
¿La pusiste nerviosa?
¿Para qué te pones nerviosa, güey? Oh, look at that.
¿Y cuántos años han estado juntos?
Hemos estado cuántos años juntos.
Ya hasta la cuenta perdí, como que serían.
¿Cuándo es el aniversario?
Yo creo que unos 7 años.
Unos 7 años juntos, y vamos por más, otros 100 más. So that was Laura. That was one of my right hands, and she's amazing. If I'm not here, she takes care of you guys exactly the way that I would take care of them.
What's your signature, you think?
My signature is definitely gold. Gold
Yeah.
has always been my signature. Diamonds also, diamonds are one of my signatures for sure. So that's my garbage can back there.
Vas a enseñar todo.
No, ahorita los calzones también se los enseño, no se preocupen.
You give back to your community a lot,
I
around
do.
North Lake, around
Yeah.
everything, and to viejitos a lot. Why
I
is that
love them.
important to you?
Super important. It's super important to me, giving back in every aspect, making sure that we thank our elder community always, after Valentine's Day. You should see the joy that they get.
Wow!
They're walking around so proud with their flowers. There was one lady that was in a wheelchair. She was going 100 miles an hour. She's like, flowers?
She's accelerating.
And she was the cutest thing in the world. And she's like, we got flowers over here?
The lilies are the field. I like the lilies.
You have to give back. You have to give back, what God has given you. You have to always make sure that your elderly is always taken care of, because it's them that shape the world for us, Those little old ladies in there, Doña Hortensia, she's a friend of Kayleen's sister, and just the kindness that we did, she made a new friend. They shaped our community. They shaped North Lake. They shaped the way that maybe us immigrants are here, So we go to the Casa San Carlo, not too far from here. It's one of our elderly retirement centers. And then we also do a Concord place. I remember one of them in the video was saying oh, I didn't get Valentine's Day flowers. And then Jaylene is like, it's okay, girl. Now you got your Valentine's Day flowers.
I didn't give Valentine's Day. That's right.
And we did, what were we doing? We were doing a workshop, no?
Like a Mother's Day
Like
workshop.
a Mother's Day workshop on how to make a flower arrangement.
And a lot of them hadn't even gotten arrangement from their kids.
And that's what they said, when they were oh, this is gonna be my Mother's Day flowers. And I'm just wow. With just one simple little arrangement, we've just made an impact in that older lady,
Now, especially, there's a lot going on with people who are immigrants and families who feel unsafe. In Manny's Flowers, I noticed you guys always show your support. I was just wondering what kind of message you're trying to make.
You know what? My parents were immigrants. My mom crossed the river with my older brother on his shoulders. The stuff that she went through to give us that opportunity is just absolutely beautiful. So I say keep dreaming. My mom had a dream of getting here and making it better for us. And she did. You know, we were able to succeed in our businesses and schooling and work and build their families. So I am supportive in a way that I know what they went through to get here. You know, they suffer coming here and they're suffering now, you know, like, of course I understand like the politics behind it, you know, but you know, it hurts to see little kids leaving the airplane when they take them to Mexico, you know. I have so much hope, you know, in the United States. You know, the United States is so beautiful. They've allowed my dream to come true. So just stay strong and stay vigilant. Continue to fight and continue to love one another and support one another. I think if we support each other and just like loving one another, like I always said in my whole interview, it's like I think love is what's gonna change the world. I think there's hope. I have a good feeling there's gonna be hope. Hope with love mixed in together, guys. Can you imagine? I think all this is gonna pass and we're all gonna be happy again. Thank you so much, Kayleen. It's such an honor to do this. Like, I love Kayleen. I always say Kayleen is gonna be one day writing a super like novela or a script. She's gonna do something absolutely out of this world that I know and understand that will touch a lot of people. And she does not know how much joy and how thankful I am. So thank you, Kayleen.
I'm thankful to you for giving me the chance.
No, you know, I'm grateful that you've discovered this. Flowers are my love language. For Kayleen, her love language is writing. Hers is romanticizing you with like her stories. So I can't wait for her to write her bestseller. Or, you know, I always told her if she's gonna do a script, I better play the main part. So fingers crossed, guys. You guys, you know, heard it from me first. As I'm saying my speech in the Oscars, I'm gonna thank Kayleen being one of them.
Bye.
I love you so much, Kayleen.
Thank you
so much. Take care. Bye, guys.
Mijo, te felicito por tantos años que has permanecido en este lugar, ya 18 años. Felicidades por estar constante en tu negocio y estar yo contigo, y le doy gracias a Dios por haber llegado a otro año más, 14 de febrero, y espero que sean muchos más. Gracias, hijo.
Hola, Manny, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Espero estés bien. Este mensaje es para decirte gracias. Gracias por tantos años compartidos. Gracias por enseñarme muchas cosas que desconocía de las flores. Gracias por confiar en mí cuando te vas de vacaciones o para atender a tus clientes. Sabes que lo hago con todo mi corazón. Muchas gracias por tantos años y espero que sean muchos más. Hasta luego. Bye bye.
Manny, my love, you are so inspirational. Your positivity and your dream to aspire to be bigger is just contagious. I love you. I'm so proud of you. And like I said, you're just Manny.
Manny, muchas gracias. Sabes que te quiero muchísimo y siempre vengo de corazón a ayudarte. Aparte de que somos amigos, me gusta trabajar contigo y te doy gracias por la oportunidad que me das de trabajar aquí. Te quiero mucho, Manny.
So I want to thank Manny for everything he did for us. Honestly, Manny's been such a blessing for these past 5 years. I think he's definitely motivated me to do so much more than I knew I could do. I did so much because of Manny, and I appreciate him so much, and I appreciate him for all the love he gives us and all the appreciation he shows to all of his workers and, you know, friends and family in general. Manny's just such a sweet person in general, and I'm so happy to have him as my compadre.
Yeah, thank you, compadre.
Hola, Manny, buenas tardes. Muchísimas gracias, estoy muy agradecida porque me dan la oportunidad de trabajar. Y ya sabe que somos amigos por mucho tiempo, lo quiero mucho y lo voy a querer siempre, y aquí estamos a sus órdenes como siempre. Gracias.
Hola, Manny, ¿cómo estás? Quiero darte las gracias por dejarnos ser parte de tu equipo. Tú sabes que me encanta trabajar con las flores, es un placer. Gracias por darnos esa oportunidad. Bye bye.
Who are we talking about again? No, just kidding. Oh, Manny, I just want to say thank you for having me here at the store. Even when I first met you months ago, you've just been very wholesome, a loving person. You've just had made me smile, even from the beginning, just joking around with me, like if you've known me for years. It's like you've brought me into your little circle, your little family, and I very much appreciate that. I have worked with you a couple times, even just coming into the store just to say hi. It's always so wholesome. I can't wait to see your business grow. I'm rooting for the best for you, even for your outside life, you know? You're the best person I've ever known, so funny. Thank you for everything you've ever done for everybody. You know, I very much appreciate you, and I hope to continue these years with you. And shoot, we'll be old back at Manny's Flower Design, laughing about the same things from years ago back in the day.
In our little wheelchairs.
Right, in our little wheelchairs. But thank you for everything, Manny. I very much appreciate everything you do for everybody, and even for me. Bye.
Well, I want to say thank you so much, Manny, for giving me the opportunity and being the first person that I have ever interviewed. I feel like sometimes you have even more hope in me than I do myself, and that's like a really gratifying feeling. And I really appreciate you. I appreciate all the times that you've given me an opportunity from like the very beginning when you let me work on your socials in your store. It's like the most beautiful atmosphere ever. Like the craziest shit happens at Manny's Flower Design. Like everyone's so funny. It's like a little family. It's the best thing in the world, and I'm glad that you allowed me to be a part of that circle. I appreciate you, and I really hope that your store continues to be blessed and you continue to get so much more. Thank you, Manny.